Coming up Monday on Live at 5, holiday decorations are everywhere in some homes. But are they all that safe? We'll have some tips to make sure your holiday items are fire hazards.
Plus, find out why Santa is hanging out at a local fire station and see what's going on in the Knoxville Zoo.
Make sure everything is fireproof,
They're all fine there. They're doing just fine. Thanks for watching Live at 5 today.
Here's Bill and Robin with Action 10 News.
A teenager now accused in 2 murders is out on bond once again. There are concerns that the bond law leaves people open to becoming new victims.
This is the site of another accident at the Missing Link. See how it will affect the Problem Plague Project.
2 high school football teams are playing for a state championship trophy. We'll go live to Murfreesboro for a look at the games.
You are watching WBIR TV, Channel 10, Knoxville. The news starts now.
Local police say one Tennessee law may actually put you and the rest of the community in danger. Good evening, I'm Bill Williams.
And I'm Robin Wilhoit. Action 10's Jim Raganisi tells us Knoxville police want to change the law concerning the bond process for accused criminals.
Police say they've linked a 16-year-old to a murder at this store and several other shooting incidents earlier this week. They accuse Edward Lawrence Williams of all this while Williams was out of jail on bond for a 1999 murder charge.
Have the criminal justice system worked the way it's been intended, especially the bonding system, would not be here today talking about these new victims.
The law says bonding companies can charge up to 10% of the bond to get people out of jail, but there's no minimum required. And police think that means people go shopping for the cheapest bondsmen and put up very little money.
I think it's a danger to the community because of the reoffender when they go out and reoffend. It's a danger to the prior victims if they're still alive. It's a danger to the witnesses that are part of that case.
Now, according to police, this is the company that posted bond for Williams on that murder charge, but we couldn't ask them if they took less than 10% on the case because, well, by the looks of things, they're out of business. But other bail bondsmen say this is no fly-by-night type of industry.
Anybody that commits a crime against a person while they're out on bond, I don't want them on my bond.
In fact, bondsman Lynn Davis has a list of people he won't bond out of jail. If the people Davis posts bond for don't go to court, Davis has to pay the courts the full bond.
My house may be my house, but it's also signed over to the court while I'm in the bonding business.
So Davis says he charges the 10%, even though it often does take payment plans for people to get him his money. He figures the companies that take little money will all go out of business. Jim Raganisi, Action 10 News.
Police want the law to be a flat 10% upfront fee. That attempt has failed in the legislature in recent years. Now, some bondsmen say that's because it would mean only wealthy people could get out of jail.
Hazardous waste and sludge from decades of work in Oak Ridge will now be safely treated at a multi-million-dollar facility. This is the site of the new transuranic waste treatment facility outside of the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. Instead of continuing to store the waste, this plant will solidify, treat, and package the material, then transport it. Some of the waste dates back to the Manhattan Project. The facility will operate until 2008. At that time, officials believe all of the excess will be gone. The building will then be decontaminated and destroyed.
A bank is blocking a $28.5 million payment from Regal Cinemas. The bank will keep the money from being paid to cover other loans. The move wasn't a surprise for the Hulse-based company. Regal didn't live up to financial expectations this year. The company says they have enough cash to pay employees and vendors and continue operating. But they expect more difficult times as they try to sell unprofitable theaters. Regal's troubles are industry-wide: poor box office revenues and overbuilding new theaters. 1 month after work on the Foothills Parkway was stopped due to safety problems, there's been another serious mishap.
You'll recall that work suspension was lifted after 3 days. Action 10's Mark Snyder explains what impact the latest accident could have on the $60 million Missing Link project.
A month after a crane overturns, a front loader almost falls off a mountain. This after a review of and changes to safety procedures. The man operating the front loader broke an arm and fractured his pelvis after jumping out. He was maneuvering downhill, hauling tons of equipment when he lost control.
The operator was an experienced operator and had been working for PCL for approximately a year, I believe. And he had experience prior to that using the same equipment.
After last month's evaluation, the Florida-based contractor PCL was told to keep a full-time safety officer on site. They're doing it. They also agreed to make safety an even bigger priority. Despite that, another mishap. But this time, work continues.
At this time, we don't feel that there's a need to stop it until after we do some evaluations. But as far as the stopping of the contract, that's a decision that's made by Federal Highways.
Right now, all involved just want to figure out what caused this and what could have prevented it. Mark Schneider, Action 10 News.
This was the fourth accident on or near the Foothills Parkway construction site during the past year and a half. 3 workers have died.
Well, even if you don't have a digital camera, you can still put pictures on your computer.
Tonight's Consumer Report shows us how to turn 35mm film into digital pictures.
Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, you are watching Action 10 News with Bill Williams, Robin Wilhoit, meteorologist Todd Howell, and Mark Packer with sports.
Digital photography lets you email pictures to family and friends as well as make prints. You can make your own holiday photo cards as well.
Now, if your 35mm camera has you feeling like you're on the wrong side of the digital divide, don't despair. You've got options. Terry Gruca shows us what they are in this Consumer Report.
Consumer Report's Kerry Allen has seen lots of changes in photography since getting his degree some 15 years ago. He says digital imaging has opened up a whole new world.
You really had to mess around with the print in the darkroom to get something that's good. Now with the computer, you can do that a lot easier, a lot quicker.
Kerry can work off a picture CD. That's something you can get when you have your own film developed. Or he can scan prints or negatives into a computer file, pictures taken with a 35mm camera. With a few clicks, Kerry can get rid of that annoying red eye. Or he can crop a picture, zeroing in on the area that he wants, losing some boring background.
Wow.
Even if you don't have a computer, 35mm photographers can still take advantage of digital technology. Maybe you've seen special photo kiosks in neighborhood stores. Kodak says anyone can get picture-perfect results.
You don't have to know anything about scanning and printing and calibration.
No negative? No problem. You can just scan a print into the machine. The image comes up on a touch-style screen. You can crop it, just choose that function and press the arrows. Then watch the red box move. When it's printed, you can see the new pictures much more intimate. You can add borders to your photo, even words, even make your own greeting card. And when you're done creating, you get a sheet that goes for about $7. So smile. You don't have to be left out of the digital revolution. Terry Gruca, Action 10 News.
Consumer Report says prints from photo kiosks are often quite good and should last longer than prints made on regular home inkjet printers.
A reminder, it's the last weekend of the Mission of Hope Christmas Drive, and we need 6,000 more new toys to make Christmas wishes come true for the kids in the mountains. Also, a lot more coats and other items of clothing. The barrels need to be filled up this weekend over and over at Kmart and Chick-fil-A, also at Food City, where you can donate non-perishable food items. Or you can call the Mission of Hope for more information at 525-3683.
You may be greeted with a little snow when you wake up this weekend. Todd tells us when temperatures will start to drop when we come back.
They're crowning a state championship football team this weekend. Both Alcoa and Maryville want to bring home the title. Well, the Skylink report from Murfreesboro. And that 4-letter word is in our forecast. But a lot of people like it.
That rumor travels faster than any other rumor there is. Exactly. It looks like later tomorrow night now and into Sunday morning, there's a chance for some winter precipitation. Not tonight. Everything looks A-OK for tonight, but a winter storm watch has been issued for tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. Now, technically, Knoxville and Knox County not included in the watch, but all other areas around Knoxville are included in that winter storm watch tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. We'll get to the particulars in just a moment. Here are possible snow accumulations. Again, underlying possible. We're still looking at the track of the system, but it looks like it has enough moisture. 1 to 3 inches possible across the northern and central valley. 4 to 6 inches in the Smoky Mountains. Heavier amounts here are possible. 3 to 6 inches southeast Kentucky and southwest Virginia. 2 to 4 inches along the Cumberland Plateau, Cumberland County, Fentress County, and on up into southeast Kentucky. So even in and around the valley, some small accumulations are possible as this area of low pressure is going to track right over us as we go later Saturday night to Sunday morning. Maybe not a major producer, but it will be bringing some accumulations of some snow. Again, that's tomorrow night into Sunday morning. We had a beautiful day, AB day, to start out this Friday. Then the clouds increased later this afternoon. We're looking at some light sprinkles, some of this not even reaching the ground across the northern parts of our viewing area. This is reaching the ground. Rain mixed with snow across northern Kentucky right now, Ohio, Indiana, back into Illinois. Some of this snow has been moderate to heavy. This is the first system that is going to move on by and weaken. It's the next one that could come our way later tomorrow night. Let's check on current conditions right now. Hope you've had a wonderful Friday. Again, started out great. We're currently mostly cloudy, 47 degrees right now. Dew point 26. The air is still relatively dry. Humidity 45%. The winds are light and variable. Barometric pressure 30.19 and rising. High today at the airport made it up to 51 degrees after a low cold start, 27. Record 72 set back in 1970 and 13, the record low set back in 1929. No precipitation since midnight. Here's your Saturday morning forecast. Now, mostly cloudy and cold. No weather problems expected in the morning. Temperatures should be near freezing. And this is tonight's forecast. In the morning, mostly cloudy. Again, a cold start and sun rising at 7:28. Later tomorrow afternoon, with clouds around, it'll start out as rain and then mix with and change over to snow. It looks like later tomorrow evening and then tomorrow night and overnight tomorrow night. That's where accumulation is a little bit more likely. Highs may reach into the lower 40s and then drop after that tomorrow evening. Once again, one disturbance moving through the Ohio Valley. Some accumulating snows across portions of the Ohio Valley earlier today and this evening. The next one is right about here. South Dakota dropping in Nebraska and Iowa. Not a lot of moisture now, but it is forecast to strengthen and track right like that, right through East Tennessee. So that's a favorable track, and some accumulations again are expected later tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. A winter storm watch is in effect. We'll continue to fine-tune this forecast tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. So be sure and tune in for that. Here's our futurecast now. It gets its act better organized. Later tomorrow afternoon, it should still be mostly west of us. Maybe some light rain showers developing. First rain and then change into snow later tomorrow night. And Sunday morning, there it is. Some accumulations possible, but it's quickly going to move out later Sunday with some sunshine returning by the early part of next week. Let's take a look now at your weekly planner. We are looking at first some rain, then mixed with snow late tomorrow night, and early Sunday it'll be all snow. High Sunday only 36 degrees, so that could cause some travel problems. So be aware of that. Monday, sunshine returns 44, 48 on Tuesday, and another shot of colder air on Wednesday. Time to check traffic. How's it looking out there, Ed?
Hey, Todd, holy cow, the ratings for this show must be going through the roof. What everybody's been talking about today. Oh, goodness gracious, Ruff, don't mess this up. Interstate traffic's doing pretty well as you get out of downtown. 40 West has improved quite a bit. Our latest wreck involves some injury, though. That's on Emory Road at Pettigo. Officers and emergency equipment headed that way. Still pretty congested through Sequoia Hills, eastbound and westbound on Kingston Pike. Of course, it's going to be a little bit sad tonight when Bill says his final have a good evening after Action 10 News. But I always told his beautiful daughter, Angelique, when she worked with us at WIVK, when your dad gets done with television, he should run for governor. Man, he'd be great. So, Bill, now that you got some time, when the campaign heats up, I'll be on the front row. Until then, enjoy your retirement. I am your humble servant, Ed Buck, Action 10 News.
Thank you very much, Ed. I'm not going to run for governor.
But you'd have our vote, though, for sure.
Anytime I need help, I'll call on you, I promise. Sports coming up next.
Two local teams hoping to bring home trophies this weekend. One's going to actually go for it tonight.
Yeah, big weekend. And Alcoa, boy, they hadn't lost all year long, but they play a team that also hasn't lost all year long either. The two Blount County teams have state championships in their sights. Maryville in 4A tomorrow at 4:30 against Memphis East. And coming up in about an hour and a half, it's Alcoa. Tammy Eicholtz is in Murfreesboro, where the Tornadoes have a state championship in their sights tonight, don't they?
Yeah, they really do, Mark. You know, and this is going to be a great game. Two undefeated teams. Alcoa is the #2 team in the state. Union City, the #1 team in the state. So this is going to be a great game. Joining me now is Alcoa's head coach, Scott Meadows. First of all, Coach, you're here. We're at NTSU. What is your team feeling now? Is the adrenaline really pumping?
Oh, it is. You know, whenever we drove up, they got all excited. And hey, just sitting in here, you know, the excitement's just unbelievable.
Now, Union City's defense is really going to have to play a great game. Your all's offense is so balanced. You have 4 players that have rushed for over 400 yards this season, and then Michael George is almost, I mean, he's had a phenomenal year too.
Yeah, he has, and we try to balance everything out where everybody, you know, you can't really key on one person, and they've done it real well so far. Hopefully we can do it tonight.
So what do you want to do, just jump out to have a great start at first?
I'd like to jump out as high as we could, you know, but it's I know Union City is a heck of a football team, so we're going to have to be very patient with the football and just take what they give us.
Now, I understand you have a couple superstitions. Now, you guys can't see this now, but Coach doesn't have any socks on, so tell me about these superstitions that you have.
I've got a few superstitions, but I mean, it's, I've been doing them for a while and been doing them for 14 weeks. I'm not going to change it now.
And it's cold out here. You don't have any socks. I can wear socks for the game?
I'm going to wear socks for the game. Oh, yeah. My pennies are in my shoe and all that stuff. So, you know, those superstitions hold true at game time, too.
All right. Thank you, Coach Meadows. Good luck tonight. All right, Mark, we will let you know if Alcoa bring home a state championship tonight at 11. Now, I just want to say goodbye to Bill Williams. Bill, I've really enjoyed working with you over the past couple years, and it's been really great having a fellow St. Louis Cardinals fan in the newsroom. And I also want to say I know I will see you out on the boat with Sonny Lee this summer.
Right.
Mark, back to you.
I have a funny feeling we'll get all of them together again and do that last fishing tip. All right, this programming note for Lady Vol fans. The Lady Vols games against Wisconsin Sunday and Memphis on December 15th will not be televised due to scheduling conflicts. So if you want to see the Lady Vols play, you're going to need to go to the game. TCU head football coach Dennis Francione has accepted the head coaching position at Alabama. Francione agreed to a 7-year contract with the Crimson Tide for about $1.4 million per season. Horned Frogs were 10-1 this season, headed for the Mobile, Alabama Bowl to play Southern Miss. You kind of got the feeling, though, yesterday that this decision was going to be a quick one and that Francione wanted to go to Alabama.
I think everything, all this stuff will be over with in a couple days. I mean, I will not let it go through the weekend, and certainly I don't want to be unfair to anybody in this process, TCU, Alabama, anybody else, and especially myself.
Well, as you know by now, tonight is a very special night for all of us here at Channel 10 and for all the viewers of East Tennessee. Bill Williams is about to say, have a good night for the last time. And for me, not having him say, hello, my son, I'm going to miss. It's been an honor and a privilege to sit in this chair next to Bill hundreds of times over the past 4.5 years. The opportunity to watch and learn from a man who understands the people of East Tennessee better than anyone has been priceless. I personally want to say thank you to Bill for everything I've learned from him about this business and what being a professional is all about. Bill, we have all said our thank yous, but there is one person who really said he couldn't get out of here without saying goodbye.
Sonny! You got the big one.
Hey, Bill. Buddy, I got you a big old smile out there just waiting on you down there. I'm going to turn him loose there behind your house. You know, Bill, I came over here in '83, and you've really made an influence on my life the way you are constantly trying to help people. That's influenced me more than anything. You have really influenced my life. And Bill, this is straight from the heart. Thanks, friend. Love you, Bill.
All right, Sonny, you guys will do some fishing in retirement.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. We got him.
Thank you so much, Sonny. I'll be seeing you in the spring, okay?
Okay, buddy.
Love you, too.
All right, first fishing tip of the year.
Oh, man.
Your doc.
My son, thank you for all those kind words.
Thank you
It's
very
been a
much.
real pleasure.
It has been, and an honor.
All right.
Thank
It
you.
is a special night. It's a bittersweet night because, Bill, I can't tell you how many people you've taught so many things to, including myself, and we want to honor you. So Channel 10 has established a scholarship at Carson Newman College in the communications department in honor of you, in your name, to thank you for so much that you have done for us, for all the people in East Tennessee, and to inspire some young person to follow in your path. That's special to us.
That is a high, high honor. I thank you and all the folks here at Channel 10 for that. That means an awful lot to me.
Well, the man you invite into your home every night is my friend, and he's my colleague. Tonight, as Bill moves into a more personal phase of his life, I'm going to give you a more personal look at my dear friend.
But stuff will definitely be happening on Friday.
Bill is a mentor to many.
And he is so great, and you say something about it.
And I've been privileged to be one of his students, and he's taught us all well.
We have to have people who can still ask questions, who can still sort out the truth, who can write the truth, who can deliver the message. We have to have people who know that the message is the most important thing, not the messenger, but the message is the most important thing. And I see young people coming into this newsroom every day, every year, that are those kinds of people that can do that.
One of the most amazing things for me is just the scope of Bill's career.
When I first went into TV, Robin, we were still black and white. In the little station where I worked, we were still black and white. I've seen the change from film to tape, what a tremendous change. I've seen the change from doing everything in the studio or going out and shooting it on film to the microwave to the satellite. As far as I know, I think I did the first satellite report for anybody in Knoxville in 1983 when I reported from Washington on the congressional hearing into the butcher banking failure. And at that time I thought, my, what a marvelous, marvelous thing this is. I'm in Washington and the folks back in Knoxville are actually seeing me. Well, now that's old hat.
And now he's going to take some well-deserved time for himself and his family. But you can bet my friend Bill is not going to slow down.
I want to relearn to play the violin. I used to play it quite well. I laid it down and haven't picked it up for a while, and much to my wife and my dog's chagrin, I want to start squeaking around the house again. I do play the piano, and I may be playing it more and perhaps practicing more than I'm accustomed to. I want to get in a choir. I want to get in a church choir. I haven't had the time to do that because I've worked nights, but I love to sing, and I love to sing in groups, and so I want to get back in a church choir. All kinds of exciting things out there to do.
And in between relearning the violin, singing in the choir, and of course, fishing, Bill's not going far away. You'll see him every week doing Monday's Child and other special projects. And you can be sure he'll be coming around to check up on all his friends and make sure the standards he set are being maintained. And I promise I will try my best not to let you down.
I know you won't. I know you will do a wonderful, wonderful job, you and Ted together. I know that's going to happen. I want to thank you for what you have brought to the newsroom and to this anchored desk. It's been such a pleasure.
It's an honor to be with you.
Robin and Ted will carry on just as it has been done here for years. It'll still be Channel 10 straight from the heart, right here at this anchor desk. You know, it would be awfully difficult for me to say goodbye, and thankfully I don't have to say that. As you know, I'll still be doing a lot here at Channel 10, Monday's Child, Mission of Hope, several other projects, so I'm not going to say goodbye. But I am saying thank you. Thank you to all the people who I have worked with and for here at Channel 10, all those people who have helped make my career here such a rewarding experience. To my family, wife Wanda, our kids, Angelique and Michael, and their families for their support and understanding. And I want to thank you, our viewers. I am so blessed to have found East Tennessee and found an acceptance here far greater than any I have ever dreamed of. You have been and you are so gracious, so loyal, so generous. You have accepted me as part of your family. You've called me friend. And I thank you for that acceptance, and for that honor. And for the last time, thanks for watching all those years, and have a good evening.